Hi girls. Okay, so a lot of you know that I am away in Oscoda and we're in our RV. We've been camping for the last 3-4 days now. I don't know, my days are sort of running together because I'm enjoying it so much, you guys, that I really am dreading tomorrow when we have to leave. But right now it's lunchtime. Robbie and the girls, they have like this big inflatable jumpy pillow, and they're down on the jumpy pillow, and I'm gonna make some lunch. So for lunch today, I'm gonna make some Sheikh Mahshi, which is stuffed eggplant. Eggplant is one of my favorite things. I absolutely love it. This is one of my favorite dishes. My girls love it. I usually make it with rice or yellow rice, and I mean, you can pretty much choose whatever you want to make it with. You can make gurgur, whatever you want to make it with. Today, I'm not going to make rice at all. I'm just going to make the stuffed eggplant, and we're going to have a salad with it and call it a day. So even though I'm in this small little RV, I can still throw down in the kitchen. So this is the eggplant right here, and all I am doing is using 2 medium-sized eggplants for this recipe, and I cut them in half, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to core them. So I'm going to take the inside of this out, and let me get just a bowl so I can, because this does not have a garbage disposal in it, so I have to be very careful about what I put down. So you're just going to cut your eggplant in half, and I'm going to core the inside of the eggplant. Basically, I'm just going to take out the seeds, the filling, and get it as clean as possible, leaving just a little bit of the meat on the inside. And a lot of people will use the meat that you're taking out of the eggplant in the filling. You can do that. I don't do that at all, and I try to leave a little bit extra meat on the eggplant because I like it. Okay, so I just kind of clean out the inside of the eggplant. I'm going to set it aside, and I have 2 medium-sized eggplants, so I'm going to do that on both of them. And then what I'll do is I'm going to put a little bit of oil, and normally you could put olive oil, salt and pepper, and then broil them for about 5 minutes in the oven. But this oven here, I don't have that capability. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to oil them, and I'm going to cook them in the pan for about 5 minutes on each side to kind of get them a little bit tender. Okay, I'm going to show you how I do this so you can see what it looks like. Okay. So here's how I core out the inside of the eggplant, just like that. And then I'll oil it, and then you either broil it or you can pan fry it. Either way. So I'm gonna go, I'm gonna finish these 2. I'll pause for a minute, I'll come back, and I'll show you the rest of the steps. I'll be right back. All right, so I cleaned the rest of the eggplant. Normally I would use those little tinier, the smaller eggplants, not real small, but like a medium. These are a little bit on the larger side, but it's what I had here in the RV. I always keep a bowl of vegetables so that I can grill veggies or make some side dish with it or something. And then I also have some ground chuck right here. This is very lean ground chuck that I got from a market right here. You only need a pound of ground chuck. This is 2, so I'm going to use half, and I'm going to put the rest away for later. And as you can see, it's really tight quarters in here, so I have to be smart about how I'm doing things. So let me move my tripod so you can kind of see. We're going to use this burner here. It has a pilot, but it's just easier for me to always do it like that. So I put a little bit of oil in the pan. I don't have olive oil with me here, so I'm going to use regular vegetable oil, which is absolutely fine. And I'm going to give these a little tiny sprinkle of salt, these eggplant. Just a little bit of salt, and I'm just going to cook them for a little bit on each side. In fact, I'm going to add just a skinch more oil in the bottom of this pan to kind of soften them up a little bit, okay? Normally, like I said, the best way is to have yourself a pan lined with foil like this one, and you put a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of salt and pepper, put them in there, broil them in the oven for like 5 minutes until they just kind of start to get a little bit brown. That's the absolute best way to do it, but as I said, we have to improvise here, right? So here's my little basket. Let me grab my tongs. I am loving this trip, you guys. I am dreading tomorrow having to return to reality. It's just, this park has been amazing. It's a beautiful place. My kids are enjoying it so much. They've been outside like 99% of the time. And we've had a campfire every night, and it's been wonderful. I'm adding just a little bit of pepper to this. And I'm just going to check them on the bottom. And I'm going to leave them. I'm just going to kind of ignore them for a minute. So the next thing you're going to need is a pound of your ground chuck. I also have a whole medium-sized white onion, 6 cloves of garlic that I've chopped really fine. So let me show you kind of. I just have this white onion. I have 6 cloves of garlic chopped medium to fine. And then you normally would use tomato paste, a can of tomato paste with water, or skip that and just use tomato sauce, is which I'm going to use. I have these 8-ounce cans of tomato sauce. I'm going to use one to mix in with the meat, and I'm going to use the other one to top it off with. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to take our ground beef, we're going to brown it, we're going to add our onion and garlic, salt and pepper, some tomato. I'm going to cut up 2 tomatoes. I happen to have some Roma tomatoes right here. If you don't have fresh tomatoes at home, you could also use the fire roasted canned tomatoes. I've made it that way, and it's fantastic. It adds this like a little bit of smokiness to the eggplant. I'm also going to use, of course, the star in every Arabic meal pretty much is allspice, okay? So we're going to use some allspice in with that meat before we stuff it and put it in the oven. This is such a simple recipe, and every time I make it, my kids devour it. So the eggplants, I can hear it sounding like it's getting nice and brown on the other side. Not brown, but soft. Let's just put it that way. I'm going to put it, yep, I can see it softening the skin of the eggplant. And I'm just going to flip it over. Yeah, that one's really soft on that side. Already, see, so it didn't take me too long. But I have to say, this little stove here in the RV, man, it cooks quick. All right, let me just put these. Smells good already. I love it, love it. And I'm just going to make a nice little salad to go with it. Like I said, normally I'd make rice. I didn't drag rice with me, so it's fine. So once I'm done browning them, I'm just going to lay them out on this cookie sheet. And you see how it has the edge to it. So it's got a little bit of a lip. That's important because you're going to put sauce. And as they cook, it's going to have a little bit of juice that comes out. Now, the inside of the eggplant, you could always chop it up really fine. And you could put it in with the meat and cook it, I guess. I don't really like to do it like that. I kind of just get rid of that part. And I use just the base of the eggplant, the skin, and a little bit of the meat on the inside as the shell. Perfection. All right, so let's finish making these a little bit softer. It's so quiet here today. I would say like 90% of the campers left. There is literally no one around us. We have our camp pretty much to ourselves. The pool is empty. It's a little bit cold up here this morning. It's about 67, and there's quite the breeze. So, all right. I love that sound. That means we're getting it done here. These are really a nice golden color on the inside. And I have to light my oven, which, I hope I can remember how to do this. I'm pretty sure. Let's hope it just turns on by itself. I'm going to turn it to 350. I don't know if I have to light something or I can't remember. Well, when I pause to layer the eggplant, I'll call Robbie and make sure that I'm doing it the right way. I don't want to gas myself like out of here. So hopefully I'm doing it right. Let's see. We'll try it. So anyways, I'm just going to finish these up, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you how to make the filling. And super easy. So get your pound of ground chuck ready. 6 cloves of garlic chopped, 1 whole medium white onion chopped. You're going to need some tomato sauce. I'm using 2 8-ounce cans of tomato sauce, salt, pepper, and allspice, and 2 tomatoes. And that's it. So I'll be right back to show you how to do the filling. Okay, I just had to scream down there for Robbie because I really don't know like how to do this oven. I don't remember. Anyways, because we've been using the grill outside and the air fryer, and sometimes I forget how to light that. All right, so I have a little bit of oil left in the bottom of my pan from the eggplant. And I'm going to take my onion and my garlic, that I chopped up. So if you hear the door, it's Robbie coming in. And I'm going to put these into the pan. All right. Nothing like garlic cooking. Oh my gosh, an onion smells amazing. And while that's sauteing up there, I'm going to cut up my, let me rinse these off there, but I can't remember if I washed them or not. So I'm going to take my 2 tomatoes. I'm going to cut those up and give them like, just dice them up, the tomato. I think he's coming. That's good. So that he can light the oven for me. He's my hero. Let's see. We're just going to give these a nice dice. This goes to show you that doesn't matter if you're in an RV or whatever you're in. You can still throw down in your kitchen, right? I'm going to throw those tomatoes right on in with that onion and garlic. Chop this up. I'm using 2. You could use a couple more if you wanted extra tomato. I love tomato. I love cooked tomato. Like when you make it in the morning with pastırma and eggs. Oh my God, I freaking love tomato. I could eat it all by itself when it's cooked. It's so delicious. And especially in the summertime when you get the big steak tomatoes. I'll take those and I'll make like this vegetarian. I'll have to post it. It's so good. A little vegetarian stack with tomatoes. I think he's coming. Dupa! I don't know. Baba?
What?
I don't know how to light the oven.
Okay.
Can you help me? So Robbie's here, so he can help me figure out what I'm doing, because I honestly can't remember, and I don't want to blow myself up in this trailer. That's not my idea of a good time. So, oh, I forgot, babe. Whoops, I just got coffee everywhere. I cannot remember how to light this oven. Robbie to the rescue. Say hi, babe. I'm recording.
Hi.
I'm recording. Hi.
Recording?
Yeah, say hi.
Hello, everyone.
So, I was afraid that I was going to blow myself up. So the lighter, where did I put the lighter?
Right here?
Okay, yeah. So do I need to, what do I do?
So you put on pilot.
Okay. Okay.
Like that?
So I have to light it every time? I thought it did it automatically.
No, not this.
No? Oh, Jesus, I'm scared. I shouldn't even put, hey, be careful. I'm scared. I don't.
Okay, now.
Is it on, babe?
Just turn it on.
Okay, 350. Where did
There
you,
you
can
go.
you show me where you did that?
You'll see it.
I know, but where did you?
All the way down there.
All the way down. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Turn it off or shut it.
Perfect. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. So if you want to eat lunch today, that's why I had to call you. Sorry about that. Okay? You know what I'm making, right?
Sheikh Mahshi.
Yep. Okay. All right. So I've got the tomatoes, the 2 tomatoes, 1 medium onion, and the garlic all in the pan. I'm sauteing. What are you doing, lovey? Washing his face. And we're just going to kind of give those a few minutes till the onions start to get translucent, meaning kind of clear looking. And then we'll add our pound of ground beef, ground chuck. I would use ground chuck because it's the less fatty, like 80-20, it's good. You want a little bit of fat. Hi.
Hi.
What's up? You having fun?
I am having fun.
What happened to your forehead?
Nothing.
What happened to your forehead?
Nothing.
Oh my God, something happened to your forehead.
I fell on my face.
Oh, exactly. I
It's
see
not a big
this.
deal, though.
He looks like Gorbachev. What happened? Like I can see this thing on his forehead.
I just a little scratch my skin.
Babe,
That looks good, babe.
thanks. That's
Yeah.
the eggplant we're gonna. Oh, you want to show the ladies what the eggplant looks like? He's eating reggie right out of the bowl. I just cut it up this morning. I made a fruit salad. Okay, so that's how the. Did you drop it?
No.
Oh my God.
That's how it looks like.
Yeah. So I was telling him normally I like use the medium-sized eggplants, and I don't. But these are the ones I had. Okay. Okay, yellow. Yellow, yellow. Now this is starting to become really fragrant, and are you gonna? Thank you, Libby.
I'm out of here.
Okay,
Before
bye.
she
Thank you
kicks
for
me out.
lighting my oven. I'm gonna call you when it's ready. So listen for me, okay? I'm doing like the old
I'm gonna go
Chaldean
fly my
mama
drone.
yell all the way down the block. Okay. So these are starting to look really good. Thanks, babe.
You're welcome.
Really translucent, really fragrant. I'm gonna take, like I said, half of this because this is a lot of meat. You don't need that much. And they only had these bigger packages for whatever reason. I have a little garbage bag here because in this trailer you kind of got to figure out how to do stuff, you know. I'm going to use this and kind of just eyeball it and do like a pound. So I'm going to eyeball it right about there. Get rid of that knife. All right, here we go. And I'm just going to kind of break up that, I can't believe I'm not using gloves, but that's okay. Break up that meat right into the pot. Oh, it's going to be so good, you guys. Now, I think the original recipe that I used a long time ago called for like a tablespoon of the allspice. I always taste it and judge if I want to add just a skinch more to give it a little more flavor. Like, you don't want to go overboard, but you don't want to like underspice it either, right? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add just 1 tablespoon for now of that allspice, and then once it cooks up and browns, I'll give it a taste. If I want more, I'll add more. So a tablespoon of allspice. That's a little bit less. There we go. A tablespoon of the allspice. Right on in there. I love that smell. You know what I think I like about allspice is the smell of the cloves. That's what I think it is. All right, and we're going to add some pepper. And of course, you know me, I don't really measure, but about probably a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. That's about it. Ooh, I'm going to sneeze in a second. That cloves just hit me. And then maybe like about a teaspoon of salt. It smells amazing. And I'm just going to break that up until that meat's cooked through. It already smells amazing. Already. And then once the meat is brown and I taste it for spice to make sure that I like the amount of spice I have in it, I'm going to take 1 can of the tomato sauce and add that, and I'm going to add a cup of water and just let it simmer and cook. So I'm going to pause because I just heard my daughter scream bloody murder and make sure she's okay. I think it was a bee. So I'll be back in just 1 second. Okay, well, she's alive. Her sister and her were bickering, so they're okay now. And they're going to help me finish the Sheikh Mahshi. So Ava has been stirring this, and I'm going to taste it really quick just to make sure that it has the right amount of the allspice in it. Make sure it's got the flavor that I want it to have. Plus, I just really want a bite. Let's see. And then we're going to know by tasting it if we have to add another thing of allspice. It's so good, you guys. I think, honestly, it could use probably, let's see, like a 1/2 teaspoon more. This is my personal taste, okay? So 1/2 teaspoon of the allspice. Oh. You want to give it a try, Sophie? Go ahead. Just be really careful. You're blocking the camera. They can't see you. So I want them to be able to see what you're doing, okay? You can give it a little taste. Dump that in, Eve. That's good. Now stir that around. Stir that around. And now we're going to add, Ava, you're going to add, see that 1 can of tomato sauce? You're going to add 1 can of that tomato sauce right there. It's kind of a little bit dark in here, so I hope you guys can see everything okay. So to the pound of ground chuck, we're going to add 1 8-ounce can of tomato sauce. So we have on 2 Roman tomatoes, a chopped onion, garlic, ground beef, allspice, salt, pepper. She's adding 1 can of tomato sauce into there. Now you have to let me know how the flavor is. Okay, now just put that in that Aldi bag behind you. That's the garbage. And grab, I measured out 1 cup of water. 1 cup of water. Is it hot, babe? I know it's hot. So be careful. This is kind of off the stove. Okay. So now we're going to add a cup of water to the mixture. Go ahead, Ava. And we're going to let that kind of cook for the next 10 minutes or so until it kind of thickens up and gets all mixed in. So we're going to pause. We're going to allow that to cook for the next 10 or so minutes. We'll come back. We're going to stuff the eggplant and top it with tomato sauce, and we're going to stick it in that 350-degree oven for probably about 25 minutes. So we'll be back. Okay, so I cooked that down for about 10 minutes. You could probably let it go even a little bit longer if you like it a little bit less liquidy, a little less full of liquid. But what's going to happen is that's going to cook down nice and good inside the oven. So I like it a little more liquefied, okay? So it's not cooked down all the way. I like to have a little bit. So now I'm going to take my pan with my eggplant on it, and I'm just going to spoon the mixture into the over the eggplant. I'm going to fill them first. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. The kids asked me just to make this and call it meat soup. They said the filling tastes so good that they want it just by itself even. All right, but they do like this dish a lot. They'll eat it every time I make it. A pound is plenty for 4 good-sized eggplant, okay? So that will be plenty of meat. They're already all full, and I still have more filling to go. And always line your pan with some aluminum or cooking spray or something so it won't stick. You could even take tomato sauce and put that in the bottom of the pan first. Because I only had 2 cans of tomato sauce, I'm kind of trying to be careful and use it sparingly. So normally I would layer the bottom of the pan with some tomato sauce so that it has that nice base at the bottom. But because I'm working with such a limited amount today, because I didn't plan ahead very good, we're just going to use it for the top, and it's going to be just as good. So I'll show you how it looks here in a second. And that liquid's going to cook up anyways inside of the oven. So let's just layer it all up. It's almost all out of this pan here. Let's see what I can do here. All right, beautiful. All right, let me get rid of this pan. And let me show you. So far, that's what it looks like. Okay, there's a little bit of liquid in the bottom of the pan, which is absolutely fine. I actually turned this oven up to 375, and I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it for about 25 minutes, 25-30 minutes, and let it cook. Just check it. Make sure it's not burning or anything. I'm going to take my tomato sauce. I'm going to go pour it over the top of the eggplant. Get it all down in there. I'm not going to add salt. I think that the filling had plenty of salt in it, so we're not going to add that. I'm going to stick this in the oven. Here we go. Now I've got it layered with the tomato sauce, and I'm just going to put it in here, and we'll be back to show you the end result. Oh yeah, come on, eggplant. All right, we'll be back. Okay, you guys, they've been in the oven probably closer to 30 minutes. I whipped up a nice salad with whatever I had in the fridge, some red peppers and pepperoncinis, olives, red onion, tomato, cucumber. And then I realized I didn't have any dressing. So thank God I had some apple cider vinegar. I have some oil, a little bit of Italian seasoning, and fresh lemon, salt, and pepper. And it's a great dressing. It's so fresh and crisp. This is going to be great on the salad. Now, remember how I told you that I didn't have broil? Guess what? I do have broil on this oven, but it's a day late and $1 short for that. So next time I know I can actually broil. So I'm going to turn it off. I think we're good. It's been on for, about 30 minutes in there. Let's see how they look. All right, here we go. All right. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Look at that. Look at that, you guys. It looks fantastic. Oh my gosh. Let me see if I can get a better angle here. Look. Don't they look good? There's just enough liquid in the bottom to spoon onto the plates. That's it, guys. Sheikh Mahshi. It was like, what, 30 minutes?
Sheikh Mahshi.
Sorry. He's correcting me. What?
Sheikh
Mahshi. There you go.
Don't throw up.
He's so mean. Okay, guys, that's it. It's done. I'll take some pictures at the end. If you have any questions, shoot them down below. We're going to go enjoy our lunch, okay? Love you guys. I'll see you later. Girls, lunchtime.
Yeah.